Om Sri Sai Ram. Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha, Sri Ganesha Pahi Mam. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha Raksha Mam. Sri Ganesha Pahi Mam, Jaya Ganesha Raksha Mam. Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha, Jaya Ganesha Raksha Mam. Om Sri Sai Ram. As mentioned in one of my earlier talks, with Swami's grace, I was blessed to be one of the youngest convener of Ulhasnagar Samiti, first Sevadal convener and then Samiti convener. And again, with his grace, Swami blessed me with a team of young boys from Ulhasnagar itself, from Krishna Society especially, Chandru, Ram, Meghraj, Lalwani brothers. They were angels. They would just wait for one phone call. They will say, Bhaiya, yes, we are there. We were different bodies with one soul of Sai. They were also very young, everybody around 20s, and all businessmen. With Swami's grace, I could inspire them to actually believe that Swami is our first choice, second choice, and the last choice. If you give second place to God, you give him no place. God will not accept second position. And as mentioned in Bible, lucky are even those whose even second choice is God. We adopted so many villages, so many slum areas. Every day, morning, after Omkar, Suprabhatam, Nagar Sankirtan, every day, not once in a week or every day. Every day morning 2 hours seva, evening 2 hours seva. We covered right from Bhivandi remand home to Karjat remand home. I have mentioned that in my separate talk. Nagar slum area to Maralgaon to Dahgaon. And the word is spread. We did it silently. Only to please Swami. We always used to take our elders, who were also sages, Dada Notani, Shankar, Anandani, Prem Shadatpuri especially. He was my mentor. Gulab Dada, Haresh Lakhani, all Maratha section Sevadals, brothers, and the Bhavikas gurus. All were sages. I was blessed to be with them, to be able to inspire them. And we together, as Swami has declared, we always united to serve. Serve Him in all, love Him in all. That's all. Only to please Him. एक दूजे से प्रेम करो, मेरा साई प्रसन्न होगा. That is the modification Swami inspired me to do in his famous bhajans. The word went to Sri Indulal Shah Lakshman Chawla ji, Savant, the old Savant, sage. He was state president at that point in time. Indulal Shah once even told Colonel Jogarao, I know Harish, he is a one-man army. His grace, of course. Then one day even I went to our nearby RKT college in Chandebai college. I came to know there are some NSS boys, students, who get 10 marks, additional 10 marks for doing 40 hours of seva, social service in 1 year. And they are in charge. There was a Christian gentleman in RKT college. Principal was, of course, very good friend of mine. He said, sir, we'll be too glad to hand over as many boys as you want, because it is very difficult to make them do any seva sincerely. The situation was very pathetic in the colleges. The young generation had no clue what to do, how to do, when to do, what not to do. They had no clue about it. And Swami used to say it is not their fault. It is fault of the parents and the teachers. I picked up 40 students, and on rotation I would take them in my car for seva, right from Bhivandi remand home to Karjat remand home. And it was our experience, as it is the experience of Sevadals all over the world, when we go out with His love, not our love, His love. He is already there wherever we go. And Swami did so many miracles through this child. You will not believe, brothers and sisters, I am not even a sadhaka, forget being any special devotee or nothing. I don't do anything. I just love Him. But the moment with His inspiration I utter a word to a patient who is crying, who is suffering, if Swami makes me say that tomorrow you will be discharged, next day he has to be discharged. Such miracles Swami did through our Sevadal boys. And we were rewarded also by Swami in many ways during his Dharmashetra visits. Before that, Ulhasnagar was considered, what to say, they would not get any chance in Dharmashetra. Even to do seva, they would not get much opportunities. But now the scene changed, because they had visited our places of slum areas. Gandhinagar, Lakshman Chawla ji came. He said, our entire Mumbai Samiti cannot do what you boys have done here. So, once Swami was to visit that Warsaw, as I mentioned in my different talk, adopted slum area in Mumbai for the first time. There's a first divine visit, very far off, remote outskirts of Mumbai. And I was made in charge to make the arrangements, which with His grace I could do. It was impossible at human plane, but His grace does the impossible. And when Swami came, I was blessed to escort him. And when Swami inaugurated the Hanuman temple, I was just standing next to him. And when Mangala Aarti was done, I shouted like Vrindavan boys in Whitefield during summer course, Jai Bolo Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba Ji Ki Jai, 3 times. That was the trend going on those days with the boys during summer course. 3 times. So when I shouted Jai Bolo Bhagwan Sri Satya Sai Baba Ji Ki Jai 3 times, Swami had such hearty laugh. He looked at Indulal Shah and said, he's coming for summer courses, no? He knows. And in the evening, for the first time, we were informed that Swami has invited all the Sevadals working in villages and slum areas to Satyadeep for a special darshan. We were so delighted. So, Mr. Tejari, our district president, zonal president, he told me, Harish, now you select whom. So I said, sir, I can't omit anybody. All are equally good. So I selected all the people available present there in Dharmashetra, the Balvikas Gurus, the Sevadals, everyone. And we were assured in Satyadeep 1 hour before the scheduled timing of Swami to come. And then we were instructed strictly that nobody would try to give letter to Swami or take Pad Namaskar or questions anything or any personal problems, nothing, because it was very busy schedule. Swami has to go to South Mumbai after darshan. So it is just out of his mercy that he has agreed to give darshan to all of you, but nobody should disturb Swami or ask any questions or anything of that sort. And I knew this was mainly directed towards me, because they know that when I am sitting, Swami will come and talk to me. Probably they knew it. So I was made to sit in 4th row in the aisle. So I sit simply. I am happy in every situation. If at all anything, I will tell Swami only in my heart. I don't approach anybody else. And in my mind, I was thinking that after adopting so many slum areas and villages, what next? Which slum area or village should we adopt to present it to Swami when he comes next time? This thought was in my mind. And suddenly, the curtain behind that picture in the Satyadeep, the center picture, those days, I'm talking about 80s. Swami came behind the curtain, looked at me, and in his speech he uttered only one word, Maharalgaon. Nothing else. Nobody understood what is Swami speaking about, but I got my message that I had to adopt Maharalgaon. Where is Maharalgaon? What is Maharalgaon? No idea. But I got the message. The next village to be adopted is Maharalgaon. This is how divinity works. And we found that Maharalgaon was near our Centurion. And Maharalgaon was the famous, in ancient days, there was a great Shiva temple there. And it is believed that Shiva visited that Maharalgaon. So, after 10-15 minutes again, Swami came officially along with the trust people, Mumbai trust people, and Indulal Shahji, Dr. everybody. He just was in blissful mood like this. Suddenly, who can stop Swami? They can stop us, not Swami. He acts as if he is following the suggestions of these big bosses. Once Swami in Dharmashetra we prayed, Swami please give a discourse. He said, no, my keys are with Indulal Shah. If he says, I will speak. He acts like that. He is great actor and also a great sutradhari. So he was in divine blissful mood, and suddenly he walks towards me, stands near me, even touching my body with his robe. Ask anything. Now, spontaneously, with his grace, I could ask the right question. I said, Swami, please enlighten us. What is true seva? And what is the difference between our spiritual seva and social service? Then Swami elaborated, social service is show and shallow service. Spiritual seva means love in action, love in thought, love in feelings. Anything you think with love is seva. Any word you speak with love is seva. Any feeling of love in your heart behind any act is seva. And he spoke for nearly 15 to 20 minutes. It was a miracle. It was like a group interview. And after giving such beautiful discourse, the God was not satisfied probably. He knew our minds. He knew that these children have this opportunity, once lifetime opportunity. The organizers may say that Swami is very busy, his schedule. These words now we know what do they mean for Swami. He was standing all the time while giving his talk. He was standing right in front of me, most of the time looking at me as if it was one-to-one, but of course it was for all. He was looking around also. And then after finishing, what else? He was prompting me. Look at this Krishna. The organizers behind were looking at their watch. I said, Swami, if you are happy and you are blessing us, please give Pad Namaskar to everyone. Give Pad Namaskar to everyone. Okay, but no bending, only touch. No touch, no bending. Just like this. Fast, quick. And he started moving. Ladies' side, gents' side. He went all around 75 to 100 volunteers, teachers, took letters, spoke to some people. He spent good another 20 minutes with us. When he decides, he provides. Jai Sai Ram.